Hello everyone, welcome to this video tutorial. In this video tutorial I'm just using a third person template, and what we're gonna do is just create a really I'll teach you how to do the UI and attach it to the game. So I've already have the project set up here. You can just add a new widget which you can find under the user interface. So if you right click here, user interface, there's something called a widget blueprint. So let's name this my HUD and open it. So this shows the dimensions of your screen. So for example, I'm just gonna add a really simple UI here that wouldn't really have anything, and we're gonna make it dynamic with whatever you have in your game. So we're just connected to the speed of the third person character here. So we have this text block, we dragged it from here with a left click, and if you go under the text here you can find something called bind. So if you click on it, you'll have a create binding, and what this means is that the return would what values return to this. So it's just waiting for a text here to change the text there. So what we're gonna do is just get the player and get its speed. So right click, get player character, and in the player character we look for velocity. So you can see that we have get velocity. Now if you click here, this wouldn't really get it because this is a vector and this is looking for a text, and you can cast from a text to a float, but from a vector to text that doesn't really work. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna get its squared length, which would convert the length of the vector to a float. So if we get the squared length and we have a mouse over that, we can see the return value is a float. So if we drag this and put it here, it automatically casts it on for Unreal Engine 4.7 and above, I think. Now if we compile this and we go run the game, we won't have the text. So because we've created the HUD but we haven't added it to the player. So what we really need to do is just head to the third person BP folder, blueprints. You can find the third person character there. So this is the third person character blueprint. I'm not going to go into the details of this because it's not really related to the what's this tutorial about. So there's an event called event begin play, sorry. So this is triggered on the beginning of the game. So when the game begins, we need to add the widget we created to the HUD. So if you drag there and look for a create HUD widget, so this creates a widget. Now it needs to pick the class which we created and we called it my HUD. Now even if we compile and run the game, it's not appearing as well. Why is that? The thing is, we created the widget but we haven't really added it to our viewport in the game. So the last step that we really need to do is add viewport, which we get the value that we created and add to the viewport. Now if you compile and run the game again, you will see that there's a letter 0 because number 0 because we're not really running. Now if we start moving, it goes up to 360, and this changes depending on the velocity of the character. So if you're falling, you can see it reached up to 1000. So it just calculates the velocity of the character. So we just created a dynamic text in the HUD that we have, and that was it. Just as simple as that. Thank you for watching, guys. Yeah, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.